Sorry. This is like our 5th time recording this shit. I'm just mad.
Delete.
No, we'll go with it. We'll go with
All
it.
right.
Hey guys, welcome to the Tribe Update, and apologize for that cursing in the beginning.
Yeah,
just
Mike's
edit
a
that
little
out.
aggravated. We have been doing this about 15 times to get one take.
We're new to this technology stuff, technological.
Yeah. Just technologically.
Anyways, we want to teach you guys. One, we have a podcast coming out that talks about everyday carry but modern survival stuff. And what we want to do is talk to you guys about how to apply a tourniquet, because it's a big question of consideration, right?
So the one we're talking about today is the rat's tourniquet. You can see here.
It's got a locking mechanism, also a long bungee. But we sell this for $15.95 on the website. You know, there's cat tourniquets, there's rat tourniquets,
Soft T.
soft
I
tees.
think there's some other ones out there, but the one we're going to talk about today is the rats.
Yep.
And then we're going to talk about a field expedient way to use a belt as a tourniquet.
Anyways, so when you take this, it comes like this already set up. It's $15.95 on the website. What you want to do is create a loop. All right, what you're doing, that loop is where an appendage goes through, like arms, legs. Hey, when somebody's bleeding, if it's bleeding here or here, you want to get the tourniquet in between the bleed and the heart, right? So that's in between point. We got this loop already applied. We unravel it, apply the loop around the appendage up to the point in which we can't get any more. He's got really small biceps, so the cool thing is it's easy to apply, but on a bigger dude, it'd be harder to apply. When you come up here, right, if you turn it one way, this way, you're working with it, it's not going to give you any friction. If you turn it the opposite way, it's going to give you friction. You basically wrench it down, turn it out as many times as you can, and then apply it or put it into the locking mechanism. The locking mechanism is, see this little locking mechanism right here? When you turn it out, you basically put it in this little cut like that. And then that's training, right?
Training, yeah.
When you want to do it for real, you put it in that that latch right there.
It's like a T-slot.
That T-slot that locks it sideways. T-slot, I like that.
Yeah,
They're smart.
T-slot, son.
They're very smart. So you put it in the T-slot, son, and then it's locked into place. If we're talking field expedient, everybody has a belt on their person, right?
That's right.
So
I don't know. That may not be true, but we hope you guys have a belt. If you have a belt, try this.
yeah, I'm wearing my yoga pants now, so it doesn't make sense that I have that. But when we apply this, look, the big takeaways from this is when you apply a belt, you don't have enough loops to right here to attach it right here. So if you go with it like you would normally a belt, you're not going to apply any friction. But if you take it and you cinch it down and apply it in the opposite direction, kind of like you do the rat, away from the buckle. You see right there, this buckle, turn it away from it, you're creating friction. And then when you tie it down, right, there's a point in which it doesn't go anymore. Here's the problem. If you let this go, there's no more pressure.
Yeah, you just lost all your ability to stop the bleed.
Yeah, you lost the ability to stop the bleed. So right here, you got to do something with this. One, don't tie it into the actual part that you just put down on the skin, because the only thing you're doing is decreasing the amount of friction that's put on to the pressure that's put onto the wound. So what you do with this free running end is, one thing you could do is you could tie it. We use cravats and sticks, right? Cravats like a bandage or a what is it called?
A bandana.
Crips and Bloods wear them. A bandana, and then you put a stick over it and then overlap it, and that creates a locking mechanism to where you can turn it out and turn it hardcore. The problem with this is you create that friction, you keep it on, you want to lock that down. It's hard to lock that down. Again, you don't want to tie into the loop. So what you can do is, if it's locked down, you create the pressure, or you tell him to apply the own pressure to the part where you just looped it over. He's applying the pressure there, it's locked in and it's sustained. Don't tie it into it itself. Another thing you could do, another technique is, it's here, now you have a free running in. What you could do is, if you're trying to increase the amount of friction that you have on the tie, is you actually loop it under, right? And then when you loop it under, yeah, you just loosened it. But if you have the ability to tie a loop and to put a stick or something in here, then you could turn it, and that's what increases the friction.
Yeah,
but again,
which creates pressure.
Which creates pressure. But then again, the stick is here. If you don't have the free running tails of like a cravat, which you don't have the luxury in a belt, you again tell him to hold it, and he holds and maintains the pressure here, or you apply the pressure itself. You can touch your hands like this, and it's just more intimate. Okay.
Yeah. One last thing on this, just like we do with anything, when you apply a tourniquet or anything, when you move the casualty, you always reassess anything that you've done to the casualty. So in this case, we applied a field expedient tourniquet. If I were to get up and move, Mike would again go back, check the tourniquet, and ensure that the bleed is in fact stopped, and we always reassess the casualty.
Yeah, not very important up on the upper appendages, because more than likely you're going to stop the pressure, or you're going to stop the bleeding with pressure. When we're talking about the legs with femoral bleeds, with huge ass arteries that come straight from the heart, if you don't stop that bleed, you're going to bleed out. So very important.
Absolutely.
All right, thanks for the trap update. We appreciate you guys. Till next time,
Stay alert.
stay alive.